Hey everyone, on October 30th, 2025, Affinity made their big announcement, and I think it was better than anyone expected, at least better than I expected. The top three things that I took away from this is one, all three apps, Designer, Photo, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher are all going to be in one app. You don't have to pay separate things for one or get other ones. In fact, you don't have to pay for it at all, because the second thing was that it's totally free, and they said that it's going to be free forever, and I'll show you where to get it for free in this video. And the last thing is that you can add, if you have Canva Pro, you can add Canva AI to this all inside of it. So I'm going to show you all the new updates in this video, how to use the tools. I'm going to go through all the tools in the Affinity Designer, which I use for POD, so you can see how this is being used. If you used Affinity before, not much has changed besides the look of it. But if you haven't used Affinity before, I'm going to go through all of these and show you how you can learn about this now that it's free and everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to their website, show you some of the changes on their website and how to download it for free. Then I'm going to open up the app and show you all the different tools on there and how to use some of the new things and some of the things I like. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because there's three apps in one. And then I'm going to talk about some things which I hope are coming in the future. So lots to see in this video. Let's get to the Affinity website first, and I'll show you that. All right, so here I am on the Affinity's main site, affinity.studio. That's where you can go, and you can see they have all this. So we'll just go over here. It's not called Affinity Designer anymore, although I said that in the beginning. It's just graphic design or vector inside of the app. You have photo editing, page layout, and then Canva integration, so Canva AI and some of the other things. Now, with this whole suite, and it's free, you can see that you probably don't need Adobe anymore. This is kind of the Illustrator, this is Photoshop, this is InDesign right here, the page layout. So Canva is taking on Adobe and doing it for free, and so probably the best layout or best design, a graphic design app right now that's for free. I think it is blowing away everything else that's free right now, and you can get it right here, get Affinity. Before I go there, you can see why it's free right here and how it's possible. The way it's possible is it's because it's by Canva, and with a Canva account, a free Canva account, you can get Affinity for free too. So that's kind of how they get over it. I'm going to scroll down here so you can see some of the cool things you can make with Affinity. If you haven't used it before, you can see it's actually free. This is what it looks like here. And one thing to notice, and we'll get through it, but vector, pixel, layout, and canvas. So the things that they were talking about, that's what they're calling it in here. And this is a way that you can just learn about all these things, how to use it, and everything. So really cool. You can sign up to download your Mac or Windows. iPad, not yet, but it's coming soon, which is really cool. That's going to be free too, I believe. So this is AI that respects your craft, and so I'm not going to go over all of this. I thought this was funny though. Now all the files will be .af, so they kind of play off of that, inspired AF and so on. And if you want to learn more, they have a blog and vlogs and everything. So let's do that. I'm going to hit discover first. Yeah, so here you can also learn about how to work, how it works, and different topics, typography, graphic design, photography, whatever you want to do. Great for illustration, which is why I use it for print on demand and to create my t-shirts. And then help here as well. You can ask any question. Okay, so here's how you get Affinity. Go to Get Affinity. You can see Affinity by Canva, 0 free. And to download Affinity, you need to sign up with your Canva account or create one. So that's kind of the catch, is you're already signed in to Canva as well. So you can use free Canva. What I don't see is the Canva graphics and stuff inside Affinity. I hope that's coming. That's one of the things, spoiler, one of the things I hope will come. And I'll tell you about some other things that I hope will come in the future with this merger of Canva and Affinity. I use Canva a lot. I have Canva Pro, and so you're going to see that I have access to Canva AI as well, and we're going to play with that just a little bit in this video, but not too much. But there you go. This is what you do. Sign up, download, 100% free. I already downloaded it. I'm going to open it up and show you how it works. It looks a little different if you've already used Affinity Designer 2, version 2. It has all the same tools, but it's just an upgrade. It just looks cleaner and sleeker, but also you can go through the different apps, and I'll show you that. So let's do that right now. Let's get into Affinity and show you some of the changes. All right, so here's the new Affinity. I have it all open here. You can see at the top, vector, pixel, layout, Canva AI. And you can change that actually. You can turn these on or off. So if you don't use pixel, you don't use layout, you can turn it off here, but I would leave those on because you can use them all together, which is pretty cool. And if you don't have Canva Pro, you don't have access to Canva AI, so you could turn that off as well. But I'm going to leave that on because I'm going to show you some things with that. We also have slice, retouching, and color grading, more photo enhancements there. I believe slice is for websites, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna leave that. You can also create your own studio, which is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. If I wanted to call it Juna's Studio, like this, you can. And then you can like change the color. So if you want like a color like that or a color like this, you can change it, and you can put in whatever one you want. Maybe you want stars like that, and you want to clone it from one of the other ones. So since I use vector a lot, I might want to clone the vector one, and there you go. And then just hit create and it puts it up there. So and you can move these around. So if I want Juno Studio in the front, boom, at the top here, all the way, whoops, oh, there it is, Juno Studio. Right, cool. And then there it is, Juno Studio. Now, Juno Studio is the same as Vector Studio right now, but I could make some changes and so on. But I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video. If you want to learn more about that, or as I play with that, I may show you how to do that. No, I can turn that off and not have Juno Studio in here. I believe I can also delete it with a right click. So I'm going to just delete it. You want to delete Juno Studio? Yeah, for now we will. All right, let me start a new one. So I'm going to go to File, New, or I could press Command N as well. And I'm going to do that. Now, I did a preset. I'll put it over here. I did an Amazon Merch on Demand. I'll show you how to do it. So at first you wouldn't have this, but you can type in here Amazon Merch on Demand on yours, or whatever you want to call it. I made mine 300 DPI. I made it pixels. You can pick any of these. Now with pixels, you really don't have to put 300 DPI, but I did it anyway. 4500 by 5400 here, because that's the Amazon size. And then actual size, I just did default. RGB color mode, and artboards, I hit it yes. And then you just hit create your document, and then you'll see it right here. So you can also save it and redo it. But I'm just going to, once you have it here, I can double click on it, and there we go. There's my artboard, 4500 by 5400. You can see the transform right here does it. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to quickly go over all the tools right here, and hopefully it's not too long of a video, but I want to show you what it can do and show you that it's pretty much the same if you have already used Affinity Designer. Now it looks different here, and that's because it defaulted to pixel. I'm not sure how to change that. If you know, let me know. I couldn't find that, but I'm going to go to Vector, which is basically the Affinity Designer, and you'll notice that there's so many help tips. If you go to like the top right of something, I think it will tell you, oh, there you go, Vector Studio. For graphic design and illustration, it hosts all your vector design tools and supporting panels. I guess I had to leave it on there for a little bit. So lots of helps on these, and and these tools too. So if you go to the top left of these tools, it will tell you the shortcut, what it's for, and how to use it. Now, before it only gave you the name, but now it gives you all of this, and you can learn more. So let me show you some of the things that it does. So move tool, the V, is you can click on anything, including the artboard, and move it. If you had a shape, and let me just do this real quick. If you had a shape and you had the move tool, you can click on the shape and move it. So it's really, that's what it's for. It's to move things around not specific points, but whole things. So shapes and other things like that. The next thing on here, if we go to the top left of it, artboard tool. So it can help you make more artboard. So there's basically an infinite canvas here on here. So if you want to zoom out, holding down Option and your scroll wheel, scrolling out, you can, with this tool, the artboard tool, you can make another artboard and another artboard, depending how many you want on here. And you can make sure this is the right size here. So I can go down here and transform and do 4500 by 5400, and boom. Now you could also make an artboard with the move tool on here. Once you have your artboard, hold down Option and drag, and you made a copy of the first artboard, and there you go. So that's a couple ways to make an artboard. But with the artboard tool, or if you already have an artboard, to Option drag. The next thing is called the node tool. Node tool, you can get to this with just hitting the A. This edits existing curves, lines, and shapes. So if you have something, let me make a line or shape real quick with the pen tool, just so you can see what it means. All right, I'm gonna make some funky lines there. Now with the node tool here, I can click on the point and move it. That's basically it. Or I could add more points, boom, you know, and move it. I could also remove points. I believe right click can give you some of these other things in here. Delete node, boom. So right clicks works really good on some of these things. All right, that's the node tool. This is the corner tool. So round, sharp corners selectively on closed or geometric shapes. So let's just make a real quick square here. I'm clicking on the round tool. So now I should be able to grab one of these and just make it rounder. Check that out. Oh, I didn't do the round tool on this one. Round tool, there we go. So there you go. But if you wanted to do round all the corners, you can go up here to corner and drop this down and do a round corner. In fact, there's a bunch of other corner things that you can do on here: straight, concave, and cutout. But if you wanted to round corners individually, that round corner is pretty cool. All right. Next thing is this one right here. This is the contour tool. So if you want to make something offset from the stroke, make it bigger or smaller, you can. One good use case for that is maybe a circle. Let's just do this. Okay, so there's your circle. And if I want to make it bigger or smaller, you can see, look at that. I can come in or out of the circle right there, and it just makes it inside or outside like that. And that can be really helpful if you want to do an outline on something, or outline on a shape like this, or outline on even text. It will do it. So I'll get rid of that. Next one on here is the pen tool, which I already used, but P, and look at that. It just tells you how to use it, which is really cool. So I'm going to click on here, and just like you see, it just click and click, and you can drag and turn with these Bezier curves too. So you can make all kinds of shapes like this. So really helpful to do that. Next thing here is pencil tool. Oh, by the way, I didn't do some of the pop out. So this one actually has a pop out here. There's the node tool and the point transform tool. So you can take that point and transform it. Let me go back and yeah. So it can click on a point and it rotates around that point, or gets bigger or smaller around that point, which can be helpful. All right, let's go back to this one, the pencil tool. Pretty much the same, except you don't have to click and drag. You click and do this instead of making points. So it makes the points for you, which is really nice. Let's see, path brush tool. Oh yeah, so you can have a brush too, and we got a whole bunch of brushes in here. Some really cool ones if we do it. See that? There's a brush. Let's see, marker brush. Oh, let's pick another brush. So you got a whole bunch of brushes on here basically. So you can kind of paint with this brush tool. And again, with the move tool, you can select all of them and delete. That's how you delete those. Let's see what else we got here. Knife tool. This is really helpful for cutting different points if you have overlapping things. I don't know what a good use case is for it that I can show you real quick, but let's say we had this like that, and I wanted to cut this in half for whatever reason. I can go through it like that, and whoops, I guess I did that too fast. And then, well, we can't see it. Hold on. Let's make sure that my stroke is big enough so you can see it. Okay. So I cut it, and now it's in two pieces. So if I want to cut this one, I can do it like that too, and now it's in two pieces. So, oh, hold on. There we go. Double click on it. So that's using the knife tool. I can cut my shapes into different slices, which can be really helpful when you have a really complex thing and you want to get rid of it. All right, the next one is this one. I hardly use this stroke width tool, but it's really fun. So let me show you what I mean. Let's make a stroke like this. And by default, the stroke is like not that thick, right? Like it's the same thickness everywhere. But if you want to use this tool, you can make it bigger on one side. Look at that. Or maybe right here, you want to make it big. Like you can do that. It's really fun to vary widths that way. So you may want to use that like stylistically. You might want to make things have more of that look, and you can do that pretty easy with that right there. This one is the fill tool, and you notice underneath is the transparency tool. So I'm going to get rid of this here. Boom. Let's do the fill tool on a square again. And when we do the fill tool like that, we can do a gradient like this and change the colors on here. I actually like not this one. I like having the boxes, or no, let's see, slider. Yeah, I like the sliders, and I like actually using CMYK. So there you go. So I like to, we pick this one right here. This one could be cyan or whatever. And this one at the top could be yellow, right? So now there's a gradient right there. And we can take off the stroke here. So, whoops, color. Oh, let's select this. There we go. So this right here is the stroke, the outside, and this is the fill. So when we click on it, that's the black stroke. I can get rid of that as well. So, all right, that was, and then transparency tool. I think I can just, oh, I have to click on this first. Yeah, and then transparency. So you can see it's transparent back here, and you can't really see it because it's white. But if I made the background of this artboard blue, you can see it's totally transparent there. It's kind of neat. All right, let's put this back. Okay, so that's those two. Oh, shapes. All the shapes are in here now. I think in the older one we had square and ellipse, or rectangle and ellipse out, but they're all in here. I can't figure out how to take them back out. If you know how to do that, let me know in the comments. But they're all here, kind of consolidated, kind of nice. So I'm not going to go through all these shapes, but they're pretty much the same shapes, I think. I don't know if we had the QR code before. I've never used it, but it's there in the spiral tool and all of that. This one is the shape builder tool and a vector flood fill tool. I'll show you the shape builder tool real quick. So what that means is we can build shapes with other shapes. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to use the ellipse tool here. In fact, I'm going to go a little bigger. Let's fill it in here. Put another one right here. And then we'll do another one right here. Well, that's a square. Hold on. I go back to ellipse here. And then I'm going to copy this one and put it here. So we basically have like these four. So with the shape builder tool, we can click all of these here, what zone we want, and then we can pick the the overlapping parts of it. So let's say we just want this, this, and this together, and not that. You can see it made that shape already just by doing that. And now if I double click on it, I have just that shape. And these two, I don't need. It just knocked it out. So I don't need those either. There you go. Isn't that cool? So you can do that just with that shape tool. You can combine shapes really easily and do it. All right. Boom. That's that. Oh, we got text tool here. Again, artistic text tool. So I'm going to, there's two of them. There's the frame text and the artistic text. I mainly use the artistic text tool here. And basically you click on there and then just start typing. And a lot of times it's too small, so you can just drag it here. You have access to all the fonts you used to have. I'll just type in Hawaii here, and all the fonts are down here. You can also make a list of favorites, which I did. By default, it's going to be blank, but the way you make favorites is just by hearting these. You can see heart, heart, heart. And it also knows the ones that are being used, which is Arial right now, and recent. If I use something before, it's in there. So there you go. All your fonts are still there. Every font that you have on your computer is here. So once you upload, Affinity just knows that you have it. So it's pretty cool. All right, next one here is Place Tool. Honestly, I don't use this a lot. I usually just drag in my design on here or whatever I have on my desktop, but you can click on here and then pick from your desktop and do it that way. The next one here is the Crop Tool. I actually have to have something to crop here, so let me use that placement tool and go to my desktop and do one of these things here. Let's see, I think I have Raccoon DJ. Is that a raccoon on a unicorn? Sure. Let's put it right there. Right there. Boom. Okay. Would like to access it. Yeah, sure. Okay. So here's this. I'm going to zoom in again. So this is something I got that was made with, I believe, ChatGPT. I'm not sure. One of the AIs out there. But with this crop tool here, I can crop it. Like, and maybe I don't want that part of it. Or maybe I don't want this. Maybe I just want it flat like that. So you can easily crop. This was also inside of Affinity Designer. So just a quick way to crop things in to do that. Let's see, I'm gonna get rid of this one now. This one's the measure tool and area tool. I don't really use that a lot. Let me see what it says here. Measure tool, measure the distance between object and page elements. It can be helpful if you want to align things, but honestly, I just use this align up here. And then color picker tool, I usually use that one right here. And you can pick the select colors from a specific thing. So on that, I'll bring the raccoon back. So I can go here and pick that color, that blue one, and it'll put it up here and it will change it. But I don't want it to change. I just want to pick the color. You can also do it right here and pick the color right there if you wanted to. All right. And then let's see, move tool. That's what this is. You can go to the top left again, hopefully. There, view tool. Interesting. I call it the move tool, but you can move the visible portion of your document. So let's click on that again, and you can just move it. I also like to use spacebar. We'll do it. So if you're on here and you just, whoops, not that. You're on here and you click the artboard and then you hold down space, you see you get the hand as well. So I kind of use that as a shortcut. And then the zoom tool, you can do that, zoom in, and I believe option will zoom out. Yeah, so that's a quick way to zoom in and out, but I like to just hold down option and use my scroll wheel to go in and out, so that works. Now for the things that have changed, this 3 dots right here will actually let you customize any of these things. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to click on here and you can see these are all the tools that you want. that's in here. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you also have a separator here. So if you want to put a separator in between whatever you have here, maybe you want the first two ones to be your most important, go ahead and put a separator in there. You can see. If you want to add something in here, some of these are photo stuff because of the pixel one here. You got effects and so on. I'm just gonna put in, let's say my favorite is Gaussian blur. I'm gonna add it right here, and I can add it to my toolbar, and I can move it anywhere I want. So now Gaussian blur is here, even though it's a pixel tool. I can also like move things around. So if I use the pen tool a lot and I want to put it up to the top, I can do that right there. And now that I have it done, boom, that I can change it. So that's how you can make your own studio. Same thing to do as this 3 dots. You can change this to make it your own. You can also right click on here, this toolbar, and customize your toolbar. So by default, align wasn't here. I actually put it up here by clicking on this and dragging in here. And I can put 2 lines if I wanted to, but that doesn't make any sense. I can also put in some of these other ones. Oh, they already have the Boolean operations, which I really like. Oh, I love the arrange. So I'm going to put arrange up here. Just drag it and put it up there. Front and back. I love how that works on here. And there's a whole bunch of other ones. So you can customize your way to do that. All right, let's see. One last thing I want to show you is the Canva AI. So check this out. I'm going to grab something off my desktop so that I can show you one of the cool things that's already built into Canva AI, and that is remove background. All right, so I got this from the internet. I'm going to just drag it in here instead of doing my thing. So would like to access files? Yes, do it. Okay, so here it is. You can see it has a background, like a light colored background. Now all I have to do is hit remove background right here. And the assistant centered delay. Oh great, that's nice. Not a raster layer, yep. Okay, I'm just gonna, and look at that. The background is removed. It has it automatically. And the way you can tell is I'm going to go to vector here, change the background, and look at that. Really cool, right? So it didn't convert it to a vector. It's still a raster file, so I can come in here in my pixel layer and do some changes here. I'm not going to do that, but it's not a vector, so I can't click on it. It didn't vectorize it, but Canva does have some vector tools in Canva that can do this. I did a video recently about vectorizing and upscaling. Those are 2 things that I hope that Canva AI brings to it, or however they want to do it. I think would be cool. Now you already have a generative image or generate image here, and I'll show you how that works if you have Canva AI. Again, I only have this because I have a Canva Pro subscription. I think it says it right there. But I'll show you how this works inside of Affinity. So I'm just going to say create a dog wearing a Christmas hat, something like that. A hat, or Santa hat, maybe that's better. Okay, so you have 2 choices. You have image or vector. I'm going to do image. Now, just because it says image or vector doesn't mean it's going to vectorize it. It just means the style of it right now. I believe they're going to add more of that as well. I'm going to hit generate, and here we go. It's going to start generating what I asked for, just like any other AI. So you have AI built into Affinity if you have Canva Pro. And I believe this is using Leonardo, another app that they acquired last year with everything. So I'm expecting, yeah, this is photorealistic image, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing, but do it in vector. Dog wearing a Santa hat, like that, with a vector this time, and you'll see the difference, the two difference. So, and it doesn't take too long. It's pretty quick. And you can use this for t-shirt design as well. So create your own. I do wish Canva did have access to a lot of their other stuff, like their graphics, because I think that would be really cool if we had some way to access all their graphics. So another thing which I hope will come in the future. And there you go. So those are the two kind of types. So I typed in the same one, a dog wearing a Santa hat, and this one was image and this one was vector. Now, again, you guessed it, I can still use remove background on this. And I don't need to know that. And it's going to remove the background for me on anything on there. Look at that. Done, completely done. I bet it does it for this too, even though it's a vector. I'm going to try this. So, yeah, I have to fix that so it doesn't pop up all the time. But there you go. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? So those are some things on there. Now, again, I didn't go through what you can do with Pixel and what you can do with layout. If you've ever used Affinity Photo, that's this pixel, and if you ever use layout, that's this. Now, it lays it out like a book on here. So if you do KDP, I'm sure like this is the one you can use too. So if you ever want to do any actually books, coloring books, workbooks, anything like that, that's layout right here. So I may have to do a separate tutorial for pixel and layout just because I don't want this video to be very long. But the cool thing is, remember how we had that delete, what was it called? Remove background? Well, we can take that remove background and put it on the vector side too, right? So customize toolbar. I think it was called remove background. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, there it is. So I'm going to just put it right there. And now I don't have to switch back into Canva AI if I want to use it. I can just stay in my vector thing and hit remove background. So really, really cool stuff on here. Easy to do, and you can still like use this even though this is pixel. I can come in here and do some pixel things and add to it. So fun stuff. Glad it's all there. It's gonna actually force me to learn how to use these other two because I've been so used to just using Designer, this vector area. So there's my quick tutorial. Hopefully this is really helpful for you. I think it's just going to keep getting better and better, and hopefully Canva adds those things, like I said, upscaling, vectorizing, access to the Canva, all the graphics in Canva, because that's what makes Canva so powerful, is access to all those graphics. So if that was built into Affinity somehow, wow, really cool. All right, there you go. That was Affinity's update with Canva. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Have you played with it? Are there other things that you want me to show about Affinity now that I have it? I can help you out. If you want to see some of those, the upscale and vectorize in Canva that I was talking about, I made this video right here how you can do it within Canva. Hopefully they bring that to Affinity. I think it would be super powerful, especially with AI. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.